is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Kansas City.
Welcome to Southern California and the Big A in Anaheim for the Kansas City Royals, the world champions, and the Los Angeles Angels. Royals baseball is presented all season long by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price, every day. Hi, everybody. Steve Physiak, Rex Hudler with you. The Royals have a respectable 12-7 record, despite the fact that their offense has been very quiet this year. But the Royals, with an athletic team, which means they're very aggressive, so they'll go through some periods of prolonged slumps, but also get hot all at the same time.
And that's baseball in a sum right there, summing it up with the offense especially. That's the way it is. Last year, this Royals team, they finished second in the American League with runners in scoring position at 281. That's a great mark. They know how to do it. It's in their DNA. It's just early in the season and they haven't gotten those hits. They need to shorten up and go ahead and put it in play. They know what they need to do.
And one of the reasons right now that they are 12-7 is the fact that their defense is #1 in the American League, and also their pitching, led by Edinson Volquez, has been terrific.
Oh, it's been great. I can't wait to watch Edinson Volquez tonight. Mr. Reliable, I'll say, look at those numbers. In a world full of numbers in baseball, this guy's got them so far early, but the pitches don't lie. That's exactly what their Angels are going to see today. Some nasty stuff, Fizz.
Steady Eddie he is to go, and we're talking about 3 quality pitches.
Yeah, but Fizz, he got north, south, east, and west. But when he stays down in that zone and he commands his changeup and that fastball, he can really be dangerous. Hopefully, the Angels will see a dose of that, and they can stay underneath Pujols and Trout's bat.
It's Steady Eddie for the Kansas City Royals. Jared Weaver will go for the Angels. And again, we come to you from Southern California. Sunshine, sand, but a lot of people coming over from the beaches today to hang out at the Big A to watch the world champions take on the Angels. It all comes your way next. Royals baseball is brought to you by your local Kansas City area Chevy dealers. Visit us for great prices on the all-new 2016 Malibu. By Panera Bread, food as it should be with 24 Kansas City metro locations. And by Academy Sports and Outdoors, right stuff, low price, every day. Beautiful look at the Big A in Anaheim, California. And defense has always been a strong staple of the Royals. They have the Gold Glove winner at short in Alcides Escobar, but coming over from the National Leagues, Andrelton Simmons. And here's a look at Esky.
Yeah, take a look at both of them. This series here is showing off the best shortstops in the American League for sure. Although Correa's pretty good and so is Lindor, these two guys are decorated.
And Arcia in the driver's seat. The Gold Glove numbers, a platinum for Simmons last year, and he has enjoyed 2. Escobar very deserving over the last few years, and finally was able to garner his first last year.
Yeah, you know, it just takes time. You got to be really, really good to get it back-to-back years. I mean, you got to be good in the first place, but that's a really great award for those defensive shortstops. They take pride in that.
Overall, the Royals as a team have made the fewest errors this year in the American League with only 6. Meantime, the Angels have suffered 12. They are 11th of the 15 teams in the American League. And Jared Weaver has just taken the mound, and he will face this lineup with Escobar, Moustakas, Kane, Hosmer, Morales, Gordon, Perez, Infante, and Gerard Dyson, Eric Hosmer, with a 15-game hit streak.
Well, I don't know if Haas is going to drive tonight, but any of those guys 1 through 9 wants to drive that offensive bus. All aboard, step up. They need it. They need to get some runs off of this guy, even though he doesn't throw very hard. He can be really tough. They got to figure it out, especially when they get runners in scoring position.
He has become a crafty right-hander, 2-0 this year, with a 3.12 ERA in 3 starts, but he has the best winning percentage in Angels history at 63. He is just a guy who knows how to win.
You said it perfectly, Fizz. This guy is a master at changing speeds. He's going to go 80 to 85 with his fastball. Curveball, slider, changeup. He's going to flip up some curveballs there. These guys are going to think they're in an old-timers softball league sometimes because he has the slowest velocity in Major League Baseball. But, man, this guy has a huge heart, and he has incredible mound presence. He's a winner, and he knows how to work.
Coming off a down year last year, going 7-12 with a 4.64 ERA. But remember, he missed 7 weeks with left hip inflammation from June 21st to August 9th out. He opened terribly last year, and part of his challenge, Hud, is becoming a finesse pitcher. I mean, in 2011, he averaged 89 miles an hour. Now it's down to 82.
Yeah, it's incredible how the velocity has dropped, Fizz. But, you know, when you have his mechanics, he throws across his body. He's got a lot of wear and tear, and let's not forget his great collegiate career in Long Beach State. This guy threw a lot of pitches in his career, but he's able to stay in there because of his smarts and how he's used that art of deception with his delivery.
He was an All-American at Long Beach State, going 15-1, as Hud talked about, and led the nation in both wins and strikeouts and threw a lot of innings. So here is Escobar to lead things off. And Weaver's first pitch is that high fastball at 83 miles an hour, taken for ball 1. And there's that little breaking ball that he'll throw from 65 to 75. In this case, 76 miles an hour for a strike.
Here's the averages on his pitches. Fastball, 81. Curve, 66. Changeup, 72. Slider, 74. So the changeup and slider are going to be coming about the same speed up there, but there's movement involved with that. His changeup's going to have some dip down and into righties and away from lefties.
His last start, he beat the Chicago White Sox 3-2 and gave up just 1 run in 7 innings. That was a Melky Cabrera home run. Out of play.
You know,
count evens at 2-2.
When you face a guy like this, the tendency is you want to see how far you can hit it. And if you continue to do that off of him, you won't get any hits. The 2 swings Escobar's taken are home run swings.
Well, Escobar gets into one here into left center field, and that ball will be caught by Rafael Ortega, who played center field last night. He is playing left field tonight, and he takes extra bases away from Alcides Escobar.
Any other left fielder they don't make that play. Ortega has good speed. Now there's a fastball above the belt. If Weaver keeps throwing him there, he could be in trouble. Could be a short night for him. But great ground coverage here. Perfect route right to the ball. Straight as a string. He didn't vary his route one bit. Good concentration there. Whenever you catch the ball down by your waist, you can't see it go in your glove. Good play.
Now Mike Moustakas, who is 2 for 9 in his career against Weaver, including a home run. Strike one. Mike leads the team in home runs with 6. 10 RBIs is second best to teammate Salvador Perez with 14, who hit 7th on this lineup. There's a drive to center field, and Mike Trout may not have room for this one. He climbs the wall, reaches up, but it is gone for a home run, and the Royals take the early 1-0 lead on Weaver.
Weaver knows they're not booing him, the home crowd. That's the Moose call. Yes, sir. You got a lot to cheer for. We'll leave the park ranger alone here. He's got his hands full, but the Moose is loose. Wow, what a good swing. He stayed right in the middle of that ball. That was perfect. You know, he didn't try to overswing. He didn't try to pull it. He stayed with it right back up the middle. And you almost have to hold your breath whenever a ball's hit out there to center, because Trout, he climbs that wall, but look at how easy that looked. Oh, perfect balance.
Here is Lorenzo Cain, takes a shot at right field, and it is
in
the seats, and a nice play by a fan in right field.
Ooh, man, I'll tell you what, that guy left his seat, made a nice backhand.
Well, Moose with his 7th home run ties Josh Donaldson and Colby Rasmus for most in the American League. And now a pretty well struck ball by Cain. Ortega, though, at the track will pull it down. 2 long fly balls early in this one. 1 left the yard, 2 stayed in.
That makes 3. Look at that. If Moose keeps this up, he's going to have a monster year. I'm not a big guy on predictions. Ooh, man, you got to hold your breath. That guy, man, he's a tremendous athlete. We've seen him take many a home runs away. Just missed it.
Just by like 2 feet.
Yeah, if Moose was going bad, he would have caught it, but Moose is going good. That's the way baseball is.
Hosmer trying to extend his hit streak to 16 straight. It's the longest in the major leagues, and he swings and hits it high in the air, but Mike Trout under it, left center field, 3 long flyouts, and also 1 that left the yard. Mike Moustakas with the home run, and the Royals with the early lead.
Oh, Pilot to Bombardier, open up them doors, because it could happen a lot more often.
lead it off for the 9-11 Angels. He'll be followed by Rafael Ortega, who made a marvelous catch in left center field. And then the true hot guys in Mike Trout and Albert Pujols, Cole Calhoun, will hit fifth, and Simmons, Cron, Perez, and Johnny Giavotella. Here is Edinson Volquez, the 33-year-old right-hander from the Dominican Republic. What a great start.
Better believe it. Man, those numbers are beautiful. That ERA under 2. He's been cruising. And what he does is he relies on the movement, the two-seamer down in the zone, the curveball down, changeup down. And once in a while he'll go upstairs with a four-seamer, but not that often.
Going after the first pitch is Escobar, and he drops it into right field. Let's go to Joel for more on Eddie.
Well, Fizz, we had a chance to spend a lot of time talking about Edinson Volquez on the Hy-Vee Royals Live pregame show, and we talked to many of his teammates, and they love Edinson Volquez, the competitor. They love what he does for this team. He's a mentor. He's great on the mound. But most importantly, they like the personality. Eric Hosmer summing it up best by saying most starting pitchers, you know when it's their day to pitch because they are locked in and you don't even want to look at them. But in Eddie's case, you never know what day he's pitching. Always loose, always having fun. That was the case again today in the clubhouse.
And Joel, he has the pitches to get double plays. And here's Ortega slashing one, though, by MOUSTAKAS to left field. Volquez has that very good sinker, and the Angels have hit into 24 double plays, most in the American League. But now you go through the toughies in TROUT and Pujols.
Yeah, so the offensive attack of the Angels is the same as last night. Ian Kennedy, they were swinging early in the count on him. So far, they've gotten a couple of clean base hits. Dave Hansen, the hitting coach, obviously has a game plan just like Dale Swaim does. But you got to be really careful here. Maybe Volquez has to start mixing up that first pitch if they're going to be on the first pitch. Start going with a hook or a changeup.
Mike Trout so strong, belted one out, and the exit velocity, which is a new statistic that some of the sabermetricians really love. They said it was jumping out of here like 120 miles an hour on that laser liner. A man with incredible power. 41 home runs last year.
Hasn't grounded into a double play yet this year. So that laser liner that we're going to see right here. Hopefully Edinson keeps that ball down and he hits it at Escobar. Eddie likes to pitch down. He likes to pitch to contact.
Our Kubota power stats show Mike Trout has been incredibly hot. 6-game streak, hitting .500 with 3 home runs. Good speed on with Escobar at second, Ortega at first.
In last night's game, those 3 runs the Angels got in the first, those were big. So Edison's got to try to keep it right down there where it was. Although Trout is a great low ball hitter. So, take your chances. He's got to stay on the inside or the outside corner. So if he does hit it, he tops it.
Ian Kennedy struck him out last night on a great 4-seam fastball, low outside corner, taken by Trout.
He's looking for his first hit of the season with a runner in scoring position.
That's incredible. And Edinson Volquez with a first strikeout, and he took a lot off that, and Trout out in front. So Eddie with options at 0-2 HUD, and he kind of pulled the string on that one.
Are you kidding me? That was a perfectly executed changeup. That makes 909 changeups. Since the start of last season, Fizz, he hadn't allowed a homer on that pitch. So go ahead, keep it right down there, and he'll continue to have that success and keep the ball in the yard.
Yeah, he was the only pitcher in the major leagues last year to throw 500 or more changeups and not allow a home run on that pitch.
Yeah, and that's a pitch that guys like.
So he starts Pujols off looking for the fastball. with the off speed and gets him out front, strike one.
Well, this is Edison at its best. Whenever anybody gets in scoring position, he kind of slows his tempo down a little bit, takes a couple deep breaths, and he goes to work because he's really good at keeping the opponents from scoring on him.
Now strike two to Pujols.
Got away with a hanger there. Ball looked like it backed up a little. Trying to get the curve and see how it moved in. It moved in right in his wheelhouse. But the two pitches that he hit out last night were fastballs.
He had gone through an 0 for 26 slump. 4 for 8 though since 3 of those hits home runs. In the dirt, good block by Perez.
Fastball home runs last night were all up above the belt. Albert Pujols, if there's any question at his age, can he get around on a big league fastball? Yes.
Royals infield defense set up for the double play. Now Eddie steps off.
I didn't have a chance to talk with Alex today before the game. He was busy. And I wanted to ask him if he was upset because he showed some anger. He was not happy with that Pujols home run. And I'm wondering if he knew he could have put his foot up on that padding up there and got him another 2 feet more on the wall. And I guarantee you that's what he was upset at. He could have used that wall there. See this right here? You can jump up there on that wall. And it might have given him enough to rob that and bring that back. And as good as he is, he probably thought about that.
Just off the plate, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
This is a classic battle right here in the first inning. Edison Volquez on top of his game in the American League, and Albert's hotter than a firecracker. Can he get a big punch out here? Or he'll take 2 for 1. 1 pitch, double play.
Now it'll be 3 and 2. There were years where Mike Scioscia was very aggressive with his running game. This is not the kind of team that has the speed that they had like 10, 15 years ago.
They tried to steal Ortega with Albert up last night, and they threw him out, took a run off the board.
Perez 6 for 13 this year throwing out runners. An excellent 46%.
So I guarantee you, well not guarantee, I'm going to tell you that I believe a changeup's coming. That's his best pitch. We'll see if he's got it going after just 11 pitches. See if he's got the confidence in it. Don't give him a cookie. He's looking to swing.
The runners do go, and a foul off by Pujols.
Ooh, that hurt. Albert does not need any more foul balls off of his feet. He showed me the scar on his foot from surgery this off season. Yeah, he showed it to me, man. You know, it's tough when you're a big man like he is. That hit off his knee, though. You got to have your feet. If you're not comfortable with your feet, he's had problems with plantar fasciitis. He had foot surgery, and now he fouls one off of his right off his shin. That hit solid.
He keeps himself in great shape, and this is the time where some hitters will decline. He's 36 years old, been around for a long, long time. An absolute superstar with the St. Louis Cardinals and bringing that excellence to Southern California. He hit 2 yesterday, passing Reggie Jackson. Next up, Palmeiro, just 4 away.
Because all the Royals infielders came in while Albert was getting some TLC. They all came in and they sat on the mound. They talked about it. This is an important part of the game right here. If they can get this future Hall of Famer out right here, I want to make sure everybody's in the right spot.
Runners go. Pitches swung on and barely tipped foul.
Albert's having a tough 2 pitches now. The second one off his body.
But you're right. That first inning really was the difference in the ball game because the Angels were not playing well, and here's that Foul off again, almost the same spot.
Yeah, but it bounced.
Those were a ricochet.
This one bounced and got his back knee. So he's fouled the last 2 pitches off of both legs. He got him set up for a little routine ground ball double play here.
There's a big moment in last night's first inning. Pujols with a comebacker to the mound, but Kennedy only knocked it down. If he turns that 1-2-3 double play, it could have been a completely different first inning. A chopper to third. Moose takes it in foul territory.
Oh no, it's too bad. We're going to give Albert another swing. Well, if he any consolation, he got to run off the owies to first, but he's still hobbling back, man. That first foul ball hurt him worse than that second. That first one was a complete direct hit to his left shin, and the ball bounced down to the first base. That hit him solid. And this one right here, yeah, check him out.
And Hud Volquez has made 4 great pitches that Pujols has just fouled off and fouled off. Down low, bases are loaded.
That's an excellent take right there, because Pujols knew that Volquez was going to throw something down there. So in the back of his mind, he says, hey, I'm not going to swing at his pitch. I'm going to let Calhoun take over. He's a good bat behind Albert.
And this is where you can't let up after a really grueling at-bat facing Albert Pujols. Cole Calhoun is very capable. He had 26 home runs last year.
He's got some pop.
Goes after the first pitch and pops it a mile high.
It's going to stay in.
And Moose with a marvelous catch. He was fighting where that wall was and kept backpedaling. And Hud, usually he'll make it with his glove to the sky. This way he had to pull it down near his waist.
The whole thing was communication. Escobar didn't run him off. Okay, Esky's there. Shortstops are supposed to get there and make that play, but he yielded to his future Gold Glove partner, third baseman there. Okay, he didn't bump him. No, he didn't try to take it. That's from playing together for all these years. They know one another.
Last night, Simmons, who's the batter now, 3 times went to right field.
On the first pitch, he was aggressive. You gotta make sure you execute here on him. I'm gonna give him a secondary pitch. I'm not gonna give him a heater.
Infante playing that way.
Ooh, there you go. He hooked
Strike
him.
1.
Yeah, he knows. Edison's into this game right here. He knows how important this inning is to wiggle out of it if he can.
Right now, Angels with the momentum. Simmons with a chance to swing it back towards the red. One ball, one strike. Volquez had to pitch a tough offensive lineup in his last start. He beat Detroit 4-0, shutting out the Tigers in 7 innings. Tigers only had 2 at-bats with runners in scoring position, but a different story tonight in just the first inning facing the Angels. Simmons, just a .240 hitter last year, hit .265 with the National League Braves, and dealt to the Angels in the Ibar deal. Eric Ibar, longtime shortstop here.
Simmons 4 for 16. That's a .250 average with runners in scoring position. Ron Renicky, third base coach this year. Gary DiSarcina over there at first base for the Halos. Both guys had nice major league careers. Renicky managed with the Milwaukee Brewers.
Simmons fouls it back, and let's check out our Ford around the horn defense for the Royals.
All right, you got gold here, you got gold there, and you got gold right here. Future gold here and future gold there.
And how about Alex Gordon, future gold, and should have had
Alex,
it last year,
Alex,
even though he missed 2 months.
Please, Alex, forgive me. You folks don't tell Alex that I missed him out.
In the air, center field. Lorenzo Cain says he has it. He does. And Edinson Volquez wiggles out of a difficult jam.
Eddie, go ahead. Keep that lead.
On a Mike Moustakas home run in the first, and here's Kendrys Morales in HUD. He has had a lot of success against Jared Weaver, 8 for 14.
Well, if it goes like that last inning did, Weaver, he better start mixing in some secondary pitches.
Well, he drops in a breaking ball, but it's called inside for ball 1.
It could have been 3-0, 3 solo
Oh,
homers.
man. And then he throws one even slower at 66 miles an hour. He knows that Morales has jumped him in the past.
Oh, that's a hanger, too. That ball was above the belt.
And then he goes with an 84-mile-an-hour fastball. I'm sure it looks like it's 94. And everybody running into each other. And finally, Ortega comes out of nowhere to make the catch.
Tester. Talked about the twilight last night, this time of night here. It can be really treacherous for a guy trying to field a pop-up here. Look at you, got 3 guys calling for it. Escobar, he was in the wrong place. He shouldn't even have been out there.
Bam.
That's how you get hurt, too.
Now Weaver to face Alex Gordon. And Alex has faced Jared 22 times in the past, has 4 hits. And he starts him off speed at 70 miles an hour. Rex, it almost seems like Weaver is now using his fastball as a change up.
Yeah, he's a expert right now at changing speeds. He's a winner. He knows how to get the job done, but you know, he's got to be just right. He used to have 92, 93 on his fastball with this cross-firing action. He throws across his body. And some hitters say that he comes out of the rock pile out there with that ball because he throws so far from the third base dugout. And he's been extremely successful here in this ballpark in his career.
Well, he was a 20-game winner in 2012, an 18-game winner in 2011 and 2014. And then last year, because of the injury, he was really going through a difficult time. Opened last year with an 0-4 record and an ERA over 6. But then he found himself, Hut, and the following 6 starts after that, he goes 4-0 with a 1.98 ERA.
Yeah, go figure. He's figured it out.
And this is against the Royals. He had dominated Kansas City. Look at that, a 2.21 ERA in 12 starts. And then the Royals made great adjustments last year. And Hut, a lot of times he would shut them out the first 3 innings, and the Royals made adjustments and then knocked him out of the game in the 4th or 5th.
You just don't see pitchers like Weaver anymore in the big leagues. Okay, but this guy, in 78 career games against the AL Central, his record is 42-19. I mean, he was a dominant pitcher at one time when he had that good fastball.
In there, strike 3 called. Alex thought it was a little bit high, and instead it is Weaver to get his first strikeout.
I guarantee you, if you ask Alex if he'd like that pitch back, he'd say yep.
Now Salvador Perez. First pitch breaking ball. They challenged the Royals early with that fastball in that first inning, and they blocked a bunch of them. And here's Perez down the left field line. It bangs high off the wall, and Salvi will race to second base and make it with a double, but he missed a home run by about 2 feet. Big smile on his face every moment on the diamond.
He loves it. Now there's able to pull his hands in. See, now Weaver can't pitch in there any longer and jam a guy because he doesn't have the fastball. He doesn't have the velocity that he used to have. So he's going to get beat in there. He's got to be really careful. 2 outs. Let's see if the Royals can pick up Salvi and runnings. Ooh, go ahead and reach there. Sometimes you lose track of the bag. See if they can get a hit now with a runner out there. Infante.
And last night, Rex, you told our viewers the great arm that Ortega has. Now he's in left field, and Omar Infante likes to pull the ball.
TROUT will throw, and so will Calhoun. They got good arms everywhere out there. Left fielder Ortega's got 3 assists already this year. Wait. So you got to wait on Weaver. Infante just 2 for 16 with a runner in scoring position this year. Royals hit 220 as a team. That'll pick up.
Jared Weaver comes at you at 6'7", a lot of arms and legs coming at towards home plate. Curveball misses.
Hey, on contact, I knew that ball had a chance with that short left field down the line, down left field. And all it needed was another foot or two, like you said, Fizz, 347 down the line, but that wall is just underneath an outfielder's armpit, so he can rob it and bring some stuff back. Man, that ball stayed in.
Infante takes outside, and it appears that Jared Weaver wants to face the left-hander Gerard Dyson, and that's interesting because left-handers are hitting 348 off Weaver this year. Right-handers only 209.
Sixth walk for Weaver this year. He doesn't walk many.
Dyson has never faced Weaver.
You know, Weaver understands how hard he throws. He knows he can't afford to walk many guys.
Strike 1 with the curve.
It's a good take by Dyson, who's 2 for 7 with runners in scoring position so far this year. But he wanted to take a pitch to kind of see what it looked like. A curveball. He might double up with it.
That's down the line. That's a fair ball. Perez will score easily. Infante will be held at third base, and Dyson comes through 2-0 KC.
Gerard Dyson checking in with his first double of the season, and it was a changeup. First pitch curve, second pitch changeup, and he waited. Ball sunk right over the middle of the plate. He stayed with it, and he hooked it right by Calhoun. Cron. That's what they need. Big hits in situations when runners are out there.
And they've come through with 2 out. Remember, Morales, Gordon both made out, then double, walk, double. And the Royals have a 2-0 lead, and Escobar will bat for the second time. He almost gapped one his first time up, ripping one to left center, but Ortega made a fine running catch.
Everything with 2 outs. A base hit here would be a beautiful thing.
Oh, popped up though. Shallow right, Calhoun. But Dyson comes through in the clutch with a double with 2 out to give the Royals a 2-0 lead over the Anaheim Angels. Healthy again, he gives the Royals a 2-0 lead, and our Honda most trusted team, the Royals, they have not lost 4 straight road games since July of 2014. Every other big league club has done so during that stretch, but that was right after the All-Star break when they went to Boston and then to Chicago, lost those 4 road games, Hud, after the break. Then they had the big meeting. Alex Gordon called it. Raul Bañez gave his presidential address and great speech, and the Royals took off after that.
These guys are focused and they play to win. And whenever they lose, whenever that happens, you know, you lose a bunch of games in a row, that doesn't sit well with them.
Here is C.J. Cron, good power, 16 home runs last year, even though he spent some time in AAA. Up the middle, and that will find center field, so back-to-back innings. The Angels have their leadoff man on. New this season, the remodeled Rival Sports Bar now offers front row seating. Each game ticket includes a bar rail in front of each seat and $20 in loaded value with in-seat service. For more information on pricing or to reserve your seats today, please visit royals.com/tickets or call 800-6-ROYALS. Come experience the new Rivals Sports Bar at the K. We come home and only have 3 home games next week. It's against the Washington Nationals and Bryce Harper, who's been absolutely on fire of late. All Bryce Harper's done lately is get 2 grand slams, Hud, with 7 home runs in his last 10 days. You'll be able to see him at the K Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then we go off on the road again for Cleveland and New York.
I hope our fans come and pack the K for that series.
You bet. They're a good team. They were sending Cron on the hit and run, and Carlos Perez fouled it off.
Mike Scioscia, he knows if Volquez settles in and gets his game going, it could be a quick night for their hitters. So he's trying to move them. I like that. That swing that Cron just had up the middle, an abbreviated, just meted swing. That's how you hit Eddie. If you take a big swing on Eddie, you're going to swing and miss. So you're just going to have to stay short with your swing if they're going to have any success at all off of Steady Eddie.
They don't hit and run this time, and Volquez works away. And the count now 2 balls and 1 strike. But we saw Mike Scioscia do that a lot. And well, since he took over in 2000, when his team was struggling, and they are right now as a team only hitting .220 dead last in the American League, he would execute more hit and runs to take the pressure off the player and put it on himself because he was making the call. On the ground foul.
New lumber. Bad boy. Please. That helps speed up the game, Fizz. You used to have to go walk all the way back to the dugout, go inside, pick up your own bats out of the rack, and then walk back up there. Nowadays, they got the 2 or 3 bats right there for you.
And at Fenway Park, that could take you about a half hour to get to the bat.
The only
dugout's way down.
The only walk worse in the league was Dodger Stadium. When you struck out there, that was a long walk back.
Cron with the single. Perez now with a 2-2 count. He does not go, and the pitch is swung on, popped up. Easy play for Infante.
Second baseman, number 12.
Now Johnny GIAVOTELLA, this would be another guy you could hit and run with because he makes contact, doesn't strike out that much, just punches at that baseball. But an awful start for Gio to open 2016.
Yeah, but you just brought up a good point. When you get the hit and run sign, that means you swing at that pitch, and sometimes that helps a guy get out of a slump.
Yeah.
So that's a good call. Right here.
Gio had a good year in his first season with the Angels, hitting .272, and of course he spent 7 years in the Royals organization. Picked out of the dirt by Salvador.
Gio could always hit, and he was an adequate fielder. Just coming up at the wrong place, the wrong time, the Royals, and they had some second basemen ahead of him, Chris Getz.
Well, to his credit, he hails from New Orleans, Louisiana. In the offseason, he went to get help from an old friend of yours, Ron Washington, who's an infield instructor for the Oakland A's. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And Volquez and Salvi know that Gio loves to swing and hit that fastball. So he's excited. He wants to do something against his former team. So use the secondary pitches. That's smart.
Johnny was the Royals' 2nd-round pick in 2008 out of the University of New Orleans.
All them catchers, they look at hitters dig in. They look at your feet. They want to know where you are. What maybe you're trying to get inside of their mind.
Ooh. 2 quality pitches thrown by Volquez, swung on and missed by Gio, who usually makes pretty good contact. He's only struck out 4 times this year in 44 at bats.
Yeah, he was under that bat big time.
Up the middle, that's a base hit.
Third baseman, number 6.
They'd really like Gio to get that bat going. Now that was a mistake, but he was ready. With 2 strikes, you're looking to protect, so he was aggressive, and Eddie gave him a pitch to hit there.
So 2 on with 1 out. First time up Volquez facing Escobar. He went after the first pitch and line drive base hit to right field. What do you think he'll throw him on the first pitch in this duel?
Well, you know what? Usually whatever Salvi puts down is the right thing. We'll see. I'm going to say two-seam heater down or a changeup down. Ooh, he went with the 95, caught the corner. Look at that. Great statistic there. Tells you about a pitcher and what he does when runners get in scoring position. How do you execute and get out of those jams? Volquez knows. He just got out of a bases loaded jam in the first.
A chopper.
Just get one.
Hosmer has no chance to get anybody.
Yeah, no. That was perfectly chopped. Now Edison has to do it again. Find a way to wiggle out with one out here. Angels being persistent.
That's their first base hit with the runner in scoring position tonight. 1 for 4, but man, he made a good pitch, but the result was not so good.
Yeah, you know, this is Infante's ball. If they had a chance at all, Haas would have to go home and cover the bag, but they wouldn't have got him anyway. Your teammates might laugh at you if you're Escobar, you know, when you get back in there, but every hitter loves a hit like that.
Because you know you'll have some line drives taken away, stolen by fielders.
That's right. Big situation, back-to-back innings for the Angels to see if they can come through.
Ortega is starting only because of the injury to Daniel Nava, who is expected to be their opening day left fielder. He's still on the disabled list. Ball 1. The slash went right between Escobar and MOUSTAKAS his first time up. A chopper to first. Hosmer's only play will be at first base. A run will score, and it's a 2-1 ball game.
Manager Mike Scioscia, he'll take it. Back-to-back opportunities with the bases loaded, and they got one out of it, at least so far.
Yeah, it's not like they're stinging the baseball. And the Royals crushed Weaver in the first inning. Only got 1 run out of it. That was the MOUSTAKAS home run, but 3 long fly balls. And we're able to put a run on the board with a couple of doubles in the second. Now Trout. Ground ball right side. That's a base hit. In comes one. Right behind will be Escobar, and he will score, and the Angels take a 3-2 lead.
Now you are wondering, that wasn't going to last long, that 0 for 12 with runners in scoring position. He's just too great of a hitter. He shortened up. He wasn't trying to hit a homer. He's just trying to do that right there. That's how you get off the snide, and that's how you hit with runners in scoring position. Let the ball travel deep, use the whole field. Textbook swing.
Now Pujols, who walked his first time up. Trout, always a threat to go. Doesn't run as often as he did in his young years, like he's old at 24.
Yeah.
But what they're trying to do is back off his running at will and trying to steal 40 bases, and he easily can do that.
Yeah, they want to save his legs. Especially when you got Pujols hitting him back here. There's no need for him to try to steal a bag here.
Trout led the league in stolen bases with 49 back in 2012, but only 11 last year, and he was caught stealing 7 times.
You know, he's an opportunity stealer. He'll steal when they need him to get into scoring position. He's not like Dyson or Gore going to go out there and steal every time he gets on base.
That'll get out of play. The one thing the Angels have been doing is really upping that pitch total for Volquez. He's had 2 very taxing innings. So the Royals bullpen already involved in this one. He has been one of baseball's great hitters. I mean, 100 RBI seasons 12 times in his what will be a Hall of Fame career. Trout was thinking about going, and the inside fastball fouled off by Albert Pujols and a 2-2 count.
Hey, Albert, now with 2 strikes, he might try to do what Trout did. Just kind of shorten up his swing. But you know, Albert's at a point in his career where he don't want to shorten up his swing. Come on. Really? I take that comment back. He's going to be swinging for the downs.
You went from one extreme to the next.
Yeah, I forgot who was hitting.
Gordon with a great catch in left center field. Boy, he measured that one beautifully off the bat.
Oh, off the bat. Albert thought he had himself a stake in a double, and Alex says, no, not on my watch. Where'd he get some of that green grass stains on that uni?
Mike Moustakas went deep in the first inning, and then double by Perez, double by Dyson in the second. But Mike Trout with a clutch base hit in that last frame to give the Angels their first lead of the night. Now Jared Weaver to face Mike Moustakas, who belted his 7th home run of the year, just beyond the reach of a leaping Trout in center. There's that little 2-seam fastball that looked like it could go inside and then snap back over the inside corner.
We got ourselves a ball game tonight.
Yes, we do. That'll get out of play.
Moose in the first inning stayed right on this Weaver fastball. I mean, it split the dish in two, and he just took a nice, easy swing. Textbook.
Now the 1-2 pitch. We went for the fastball low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Our Academy leaderboard shows Mike Moustakas has done quite a bit of damage in the month of April, most since 2005. Jose Guillen in 2010 hit 7 in April. Just low.
Now, if you squeeze Jared Weaver, he's a guy that has a hard time controlling his emotions.
But you know what? I think he uses those emotions in a positive way. There's some pitchers who can't. He can.
Well, he's visible.
He's mad.
No, he'll show you.
And he walks Moustakas.
He's an emotional guy.
Yeah.
He wanted that pitch.
Center fielder, number 6, Lorenzo Cain.
James Shields was a guy who could channel his emotions in a positive way during the ball game, and screaming to the heavens.
Yeah, and you know, Weaver, he didn't like any free passes. Last year he had 11 starts with no walks. That was second most in the American League. He did a good job.
He has walked 2 in this ball game. And Moustakas represents the tying run. Here is Lorenzo Cain, who's been in a slump. Just 4 hits in his last 30 at bats. Flied out to left field his first time up, driving Ortega to the wall.
It's not the first slow start he's ever had. 1 or 2 good rips gets him right back in. Ooh, he wanted that one. That hanging curveball, I mean, it's a floater. And it's thrown at 66 miles an hour.
Checked his swing on one that wandered outside, so a favorable count for Lorenzo Cain at 2 balls and 1 strike.
When Jared Weaver was a rookie, Buddy Black was the pitching coach here for Mike Scioscia. And I asked Blackie, hey, can I see what this kid throws in the bullpen? So he's doing a side session, and I go out there and stand in there like a hitter. And his first pitch to me, I was on my heels backing out of the box because of the crossfire. You know, he's got that right arm that really comes to a right-hander to his back. Ooh, man.
Lorenzo had a good rip there.
He was loading up on that.
Ooh, man.
So anyway, I got a really good idea about how deceptive his delivery is and how hard on his body that can be. That was right over the middle of the plate, and Locaine just missed it.
And when you're able to hit spots with his deception and command, it's very hard for an opponent to really guess on Weaver. And Buddy's now at the front office, but I remember him saying that Jared Weaver has such a complicated delivery, but he followed up by saying he has to be a marvelous athlete to be able to repeat that delivery consistently.
Well, he is. Well, his brother, Jeff Weaver, was a big league pitcher for a long time. It's in the family.
You had to bring up that Fresno State Bulldog, didn't you?
Yeah, he's a Bulldog. And speaking of Bulldogs, that's their mentality.
Jeff was a Bulldog. Jared was a Long Beach State dirtbag.
Yeah, I love it. You can tell. And you know what? Their dad raised those boys going out to L.A., watching Don Drysdale. And Don Drysdale was a pretty dangerous pitcher. He'd back you off in a heartbeat.
Out of play.
And you know, it was our own Mike Sweeney that charged his brother.
That's
Jeff
right.
Weaver.
And you know, it's hard to believe that Mike Sweeney would charge anybody, but sometimes you have to do that.
Yeah.
Jeff Montgomery.
Jeff
Montgomery, he has a competitive fire in him.
He was getting disrespected.
Yeah.
I've never seen Mike Sweeney like that before. That's scary. That big man come running at you. Oh,
there's
nice.
a line drive to right center field.
Skip.
And Bruce will have to stop. No, he's. Oh, yeah, he will stop. I thought he would because Cole Calhoun has a very good arm.
Yeah, and he made a nice play because that ball would have hit that outfield grass. That grass here at nighttime is a little damp, and sometimes that ball will skip out there. So, but this swing right here is what's going to bring Lorenzo back. That is perfect. A guy that throws that soft, he waited perfectly. Look at the balance there. Nice balance coming out of the box. Man, he waited, And he almost knocked in a run. That gets to the wall. Calhoun, great job of getting to it.
You're right, because that marine layer comes into the Pacific Ocean and just puts a little bit of moisture on the top of that grass, and it'll take off on you. Hot guy at the plate, Eric Hosmer. 15-game hit streak. 24, 50, 60 in that stretch right now. But how about against these Angels?
Dangerous, no doubt about it. If you leave that ball out over the middle anywhere, he's going to touch you up.
Now, the biggest home run he ever had against the Angels was in Game 2 of the ALDS in extra innings, blasting one to right. Royals would head home up 2 victories to none, and then sweep them in Kansas City, winning in decisive fashion Game 3.
Won't be any sacrifice bunt here.
No.
No. Got Morales to follow. Weaver's in a little bit of deep water in this inning. A lot of action from both offenses.
Pickoff play, but Moose gets back in time.
Weaver's a good athlete. You mentioned it. He throws well to the bases. Got a good pickoff move at first.
And they will defend 3 infielders in the right side and only 1 in the left, even though Hosmer does go to left field well. But there's that breaking ball, and the only thing you can do with that is pull it. He lets it go and takes it for a strike. Angels won 6-1 last night. Richards over Kennedy.
Haas just wants to wait, just like Lorenzo Cain did. Just wait as long as you can and be quick with your hands and get the barrel to it.
Teased him upstairs. Already 48 pitches and just starting this 3rd inning, nobody out. Teased him with that breaker that he was able to get strike 1 on, and this time Hosmer let it go and let it go low.
Jared Weaver is one of the toughest pitchers to wait on. I mean, and that's the hardest thing for a hitter to do is wait. You would think he could wait for it, but hitters want to get out there. When Weaver is his fastest pitch at 85 miles an hour, I mean, you got to really wait. Take him to left.
In there. 3-2. And Hud, I remember watching you. I mean, it almost looked like you wanted to run out of the box, grab the baseball from the pitcher's hand, and hit it.
I was the worst hitter in Major League Baseball.
No, you weren't. But you were aggressive and you were very hungry.
Yeah,
you had a tough time against soft tossers.
That got me 9 on the pine. See what Haas can do here. He's a superstar. He took that last pitch, 3-1. I thought he might take a shot at it. He's got to continue to think opposite field.
He pulls it to the right side, could be 2, and Simmons will complete the double play.
That's exactly what Weaver wanted. Pitch on down and in. Haas rolled the hands over. I mean, you see nowadays with the new sliding rule at second base, might as well just slide just like Lorenzo Cain did. Give him the double play.
Now Morales taking off speed. Ball 1.
Okay, GIAVOTELLA, nice long backhand flip over to Simmons there. And that was routine. You see where Cain slid. He didn't even slide, he just kind of ducked. I was talking with Alfredo Griffin, long time coach here with Mike Sozier, and an excellent shortstop in his big league days for the Toronto Blue Jays, Oakland A's. And Alfredo, we were laughing saying, where's the fun of the game? Because I was a middle infielder, so was he. Guys used to come after you. I mean, I tried to nail him many a time. You know, it's just changed now. And it's not as fun from a player's standpoint.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
How slow is that pitch? Ooh, Morales couldn't wait. 67, and that's a master at changing speeds. Oh, man.
Well, he really worked beautifully. The last 2 batters getting Hosmer to hit into a 4.63, and Morales striking him out with a lot of crafty curveballs. Coming into the Big A, dropping a little moisture on the field. And here is our Panera Bread, just taking a look at some of the highlights around the league. And the Chicago White Sox won again tonight over the Toronto Blue Jays. Jordan Zimmerman of the Tigers is 4-0. Matt Latos has been a huge surprise for the White Sox. And Zach Greinke with an ERA over 6.
It's going to be a lot of fun competing against those White Sox this summer. Brett Laurie comes to town. All them guys.
Yeah. You're already thinking about Brett Laurie and Alcides Escobar from last year.
It's on.
Man, you
Let's
got
go. It's a new
memory
year.
of an elephant.
It's a new year.
Here's Cole Calhoun, pulls it to the right side. Hosmer will take it himself, and there's 1 out. And let's go to Joel.
Andrelton Simmons coming up, and a very unique guy from Curacao. So like so many of the other great players from that small island that followed Andrew Jones growing up, speaks many languages. Now, how about this? As a kid, his double play partner from about 5 to 15 years old was Didi Gregorius, the great shortstop now for the Yankees. He said he played short, Didi second. He said it could have gone either way. He also, as a kid, played soccer against Jurickson Profire and Jonathan Scope of Baltimore, Profire of the Texas Rangers. Said they were all very good. He believes he was the best, but said you get a different opinion from all of them. All those guys used to hang out at the sports complex together. Another one that was in that group that caught against them in games was Kenley Jansen, the now closer for the Los Angeles Dodgers. All of those superstars coming out of Curacao.
And that is a tiny little island. Here is a smash to Moustakas that will handle it cleanly.
No wonder they're so good. They all played soccer. Soccer is a sport that you move your feet, you get some speed, you learn your agility. It's a great sport for baseball players when they're young.
And Hud, you always talk about footwork around the bag on the double play. That young man set a Braves record last year with 126 double plays turned. Soccer feet.
Yeah, right. Eske's got the same feet.
Yeah,
he'll be challenged by this young man.
Oh man, there's so many good young shortstops in the game right now. Iglesias with the Tigers, Lindor with the Cleveland Indians.
I like Correa. Yeah, and Eske, he can be proud that he wears the gold over all those guys.
The Royals have a young man at Double-A right now, Raul Mondesi, that is going to be excellent. He's still just 20 years of age. Eddie wants his first 1-2-3 quick inning. The Angels have had their leadoff man on in the first 2 innings. They did not score in the first, but scored 3 times in the second.
Yeah, man, Eddie needs a quick inning.
Back in that dugout, let his offense go to work. Now 3-1. C.J. Cron came from a baseball family. His father played in this Angels system. And then his brother, Kevin, he's with the Seattle organization. There is ball 4. That's the second walk issued by Eddie Volquez. And fans, the Royals want you to follow the team to Philadelphia or New York City this summer. Royals Destinations fan packages are available now and include great game tickets, hotel accommodations, VIP ballpark tour, and a meet and greet reception with a Royals player. Visit Royals.com/destinations or call 877-698-8695 for more information on these VIP Royals Destinations experiences. Here's Carlos Perez. Eddie was unable to control the bottom of the order in that second inning, and it hurt him. C.J. Cron rolled one up the middle, but I thought the pitch that really cost him was a 1-2 pitch to Johnny GIAVOTELLA after he made him look bad early in the count, and then Gio went up the middle. And he is waiting on deck. Perez with just 1 hit in his last 22 at the time's up. His average has fallen to 1.56.
The Angels giving Edison a little hard time tonight. The mechanics look pretty good. They're getting some short base hits on him, finding some holes, but right now he's needs a little talking to by Salvi.
Yeah, the best struck ball was the one by Albert Pujols that Alex Gordon made the tremendous catch in left center field. But Yunel Escobar with the chopper off of the plate.
Yeah, a couple little CNI singles, and he got Eddie thinking a little bit out there. Wants to try to get back in here if he can. He's going to have to focus on GIAVOTELLA on deck.
Three and one.
I like home plate umpire Mike Everett. I like his strike zone. It's fair, gives a quick call. Been around a long time.
Perez may have chased ball 4. Now it's a full count at 3-2.
That's a great 3-1 pitch there. Caught no middle of the plate, right where Salvi was sitting. Oh yeah, you ain't hitting that. You might foul it off if you're lucky. Better off taking it.
Runner goes. A swing and a miss, and Volquez gets the strikeout, and that will end the 3rd inning. When we come back, Alex Gordon will be stepping up for KC. Stay with us.
Good come back.
1, and here's our Cricket Wireless. Something to smile about. It was a great catch by Alex Gordon back in inning number 2. Taking extra base hit away from Pujols, and another run because Trout would have scored easily.
Oh, and a nice direct route. And there were crickets in the house after that catch. Yep. It got quiet. They thought they had another run.
Here is Alex, and he will send one in the gap left center field. He's around first base hard.
He's going. I like it.
He will go right into second base with a leadoff double.
What a stroke. That's the one. Lorenzo Cain and Alex Gordon might have gotten the base hits to get them going. Weaver could do that. You got to really wait, and this is exactly what you do. Wait, 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 wait. Look at how he waits. And he's going to just wait till he gets there. Oh, beautiful head position. How he was right on that. Look at that stride, head contact. Ooh, that's a knock all day long.
Now Salvador Perez, who ripped a double off the wall in left. Strike 1. Weaver's ability to graze that strike zone. And this is a good time. If he's working you away with a lack of velocity, you could easily take one to right field and at least get Gordo to third base.
Well, you know, see what? If Salvi gets something, he's up on the, he's going to step in with that front side. See, he starts open and he steps towards the plate. And anything middle in, he's not going to pass that up.
There's a lot of room on the right side.
I know, but I'm just telling you, he could put 2 on the board with one swing. Ooh. You know, I got to ask Salvi, if he chews those sunflower seeds while he's hitting, like his buddy across the state, Yadier. Yadi hits with seeds in his mouth too. I got to ask him if he does that because of his buddy.
Well, he worked him away, and Sal tried to pull him, and now Perez with a grin outdoors. I'm not sure if it's at Weaver or at Gordon at second base. Boy, he plays the game with joy.
Yeah, but don't let that smile deceive you.
No.
Either. He wants to crush.
And then he chased a bad ball in the dirt, unable to get Gordon from second to third. Boy, he was just teasing Salvador Perez throughout. Now Omar Infante, he walked in that second inning and now in discussion with his catcher Carlos Perez and how they want to work Omar Infante.
So a walk your first time up against a guy like Weaver is good. You saw a lot of pitches. He's seen everything Weaver's got.
That's knocked down the left field line and just barely foul.
Big curve looked like to me, didn't have as much movement down, but he got Infante out front.
Weaver wants the signs again from Carlos Perez. Perez came over last year in the trade with the Houston Astros. And that one's knocked to left center field, and that ball will drop, and Gordon will score the tying run easily, and Omar will stop at second base.
Yeah, look at the Royals fans up here at the Big A. Trading places, waited nicely. It's the kind of, you know, Weaver, he'll give you something to hit and you want to be on it. Split the gap. Royals starting to get some hits with runners in scoring position.
The Royals have 6 hits in the game, and 5 of them have been extra base hits. 4 doubles and the MOUSTAKAS home run. Now Dyson. And he goes after one and launches it high and right center field. And Calhoun has to play it off the wall. Here comes Infante. And Dyson into second base as the Royals take a 4-3 lead.
Have a night. Gerard in his first 2 at-bats has knocked in 3 runs. Just 2. Excuse me. But 2 doubles, beautifully struck. And they were both, this one here looked like a fastball. The last time up he got a changeup and he pulled it down the line. This is exactly what they want to see from Gerard. A little bit of offensive production. He's playing a great defense out there, and this is going to keep him in the lineup.
That is Dyson's 4th career 2-double game. He's now 4 for 9 with runners in scoring position. Boy, it's good to see him healthy. Remember, he was out a while with that oblique injury. He's back now, and he hit in 5 of the 6 games in the homestand. And then last night went 0 for 3, but 2 excellent at-bats tonight.
Yeah, and that throw when he gunned down that Angel trying to get to third base on first and third base.
That was beautiful.
Oh, that made all the highlight reels. You know he wants to rip off third if he can. Middle infielders are pulling in, giving up some room and some ground.
And you know, it was interesting, Hud, I was talking with a couple of Angels about that play, and both of them said, that was great baseball. We executed the hit and run perfectly. They executed the defensive play by Dyson perfectly. You know, everybody did their job all the way around, and sometimes it doesn't go the way you want it to go. But the Angels did respect the throw by Dyson.
He couldn't wait. He was like, all right, Calhoun, you're going to try to get third on me? You got to go.
Escobar takes a strike. Esky slammed one in the alley, and a terrific catch by Ortega in the first, and then popped up to right field, the final out with Infante and Dyson on in the second. Dyson goes. The pitch is hit to Simmons, and his throw will be in time. And Escobar is out. Dyson to third.
Got a good jump. Esky would have liked to have taken that and let him rip the bag off.
Well, fans, you can vote for the Royals Player of the Month at one of the 7 Rally House locations in the Kansas City metro area. All participants will be entered to win a majestic prize pack. It's 4-3 Royals because of that man Dyson. He's knocked in a couple. Now Mike Moustakas the batter, and I think Weaver's going to pitch to Mike very carefully. Moose with a home run and a walk. Three defenders on the infield on the right side, 1 on the left.
Okay, now Moose, you know, he's gonna, anything that's middle in and soft, he's going to try to pull out of the park, and he should. But if he gets 2 strikes on him, he loves it. There's only 1 defender on that left side.
He hits that one pretty well, but Trout is right there and makes the catch. The Royals, though, do score 2. Infante's double, Dyson's double. It's now the Royals in front 4-3.
Oh, maybe that's the one. Stay hot. Rod chipping in.
First 4 innings tonight. He's driven in half the Royals' runs, and they have a 4-3 lead. It's time for our sprint trivia question. What Angels pitcher allowed George Brett's 3,000th career hit? George pulled that to the right side, and boy, he was pretty spectacular. We'll give you the answer later in the ball game. Johnny GIAVOTELLA will lead things off. Singled and scored his first time up, and Volquez goes fastball outside corner at 94, strike one. Royals with 4 runs and 7 hits. Bunt tried by Gio, and he's down in the count 0-2. But how about this, Hud? The Royals, 6 of their 7 hits are extra base hits. They now have a season high 5 doubles and only 4 innings, all by their 6 through 9 hitters.
Ooh, that's a good sign. Yep. There were some Royal fans asking me today who's going to drive the Royals bus today, and I said, hey, you just flip a coin 1 through 9, any of them. They all got a license to drive, Fizz.
That statistic brought to you by Dave Holtzman Incorporated.
Gio, right idea. I mean, that bunt opportunity was good. He wanted to get that down. You can't miss that. I mean, Moose was giving it to him.
In the air, left side. Gordon is there for the first out. Now Volquez heads back to the top of the order, where he's been hurt by Escobar, who's 2 for 2, Ortega, who is singled and also grounded out, driven in a run, and then Mike Trout, who is driven in 2 runs. Bunnell has up that batting average now to 268, and he hit a career high 314 last year with the Washington Nationals. Angels allowed David Freese to walk. He's now with the Pirates. Escobar is the Angel third baseman, and he hits one up the middle. Backhanded by Infante. Escobar tries to make the play, and safe at first is Yunel Escobar. But boy, did Escobar come out of nowhere to make it close.
Yeah, we've seen Infante make that play 10 out of 10 times. He's not happy. That ball bounced up a little, and it caught him in the dead spot at the heel of the glove, right in the heel. And then Escobar heads up. A lesser runner would have gotten him.
So Escobar 3 for 3. The Angels, we told you, have hit into the most double plays in the American League. Volquez with that good sinker, good off-speed pitch that gets a lot of ground balls. But a lot of ground balls in this game struck by the Angels have found their way through.
Well, Scioscia knows that. That's why he was sitting the runners earlier in the game, and he might just do it here because with that good depth and good movement down that he's got with all 3 of his pitches, most hitters hit it on the ground. So he wants to see if he can move the runners.
Ortega's thinking about bunting. That would open up first base with Trout coming up, but the Royals certainly don't want to put Trout on. He would represent the go-ahead.
Ortega was bunting for a base hit.
To Hosmer. He'll go second one. Back to first. Oh, and he can't come up with a low throw. And it bangs off the screen, which protects the Royals from the field in that dugout.
It's all right. They got it out. That's what they wanted. Ortega, he's a fast runner. It's going to be tough to double him. If Haas comes up with that, they would have got it.
That's a double play they usually turn, though.
Right. And, you know, so that's 2 balls in this inning that hit on the heel of both fielders' gloves, Infante and Hosmer there. That's a spot where it's very difficult to get that ball to stick in it.
Last night it was that failed double play to be turned in the first inning when Ian Kennedy knocked it down, unable to get the 1-2-3 on Pujols. And that first inning would continue and 3 runs would score. Now Trout, who singled to drive in 2 in the second.
With 2 outs here, if Ortega steals, I'll be surprised.
Yeah, he tried to steal with
Pujols
Trout up, Pujols up, excuse me, you're
Yeah.
right. Was thrown out trying to steal, and then Pujols hit a home run.
Right. I just got through saying, why would you're in scoring
You had
position.
just said that.
At first base, you're already in scoring position for either one of these 2 guys here. You got to be 100% sure you can rip the bag off if you're going to go.
And Salvi, one of the best, of course, a Gold Glover. He is 6 for 13 throwing out would-be base stealers this year. Tried to check his swing, but he went. Yeah.
Salvador Perez, we'll show you a little bit. And you don't have to show those to the league because they all know. Throw to any base, throw behind runners, put the ball right on the money. Look at this. Oh, last night, that cost him a run. Look at that. He should have a commercial, Salvi, with some toothpaste company.
Why a toothpaste company?
Because that smile.
Yep.
Oh, man.
What was that, Pepsodent back in the 1970s commercial?
Whoever's listening, man, that guy, he's a poster kid.
Ooh, he left that one up, and Mike Trout missed his pitch.
Out over the plate. But off. If it's inside that area there, Trout probably wouldn't have missed that.
Well, we've seen him take that to right center field.
Yeah, that's a big wall out there, too, to get it up over.
Time called.
You don't see a lot of right-handed hitters hit them very deep in the right field seats. Lefties you do sometimes, but I saw Bo Jackson hit one in the tunnel from the right side of the plate one time, and it was amazing.
What a block by Salvador Perez. How about the one that Barry Bonds hit in the World Series in 2002?
Yeah, off Percival, Troy Percival. Good job here by Salvi. Look at him. Didn't try to backhand that. He turned his thumbs out, and he tried to keep it squared up so the ball would stay in front of it. He's worth the ticket watching him catch. See if Volquez can make a good pitch here on one of the best.
Oh, he does. Fantastic pitch on the off speed, and Mike Trout strikes out.
Oh, good pitch. And now you got Albert leading off next inning.
Royals lead. Dale Swaim, the hitting coach, and he had a great day against the Angels back in 1987, our Northtown Mazda game break. This one off of Mike Witt, a home run at County Stadium. That was in the fourth inning, or in the third inning, and then in the fourth inning, he does it again for his second homer. Then off of Chuck Finley from the other side, the switch hitter, a 3-home run day for Dale Swaim, a day that he will never forget. 3 homers and 6 RBIs. I was talking to him, guys, about it today. He remembered every single detail. The part that surprised him the most, he said that Chuck Finley came in relief, and he got him out the first time on all fastballs, and then he threw 2 more fastballs to him in the second at bat, and we blew him away, and then he hung a slider. He said he didn't know why he threw that slider, and it ended up being a 3-home run day for Dale Swaim back in 1987. Remember every single detail from that game. And it was also a special day because, well, he made a little bit of a purchase, we should say, before the game.
No, I don't think you ever do. I named our dog Lucky. We went on the way to the park that day. We picked up a little Sheltie puppy and didn't name it. And then after the game, we named it Lucky. So I remember that too.
There you go. Buy a puppy before the game, hit 3 home runs, name puppy Lucky. Never forget the story. That was almost 30 years ago.
Wow, did you see him pull his hands in off Finley and yank him down that left field line?
He's a strong man. I mean, there's several Milwaukee Brewers he played with that said
crackers, man.
he was one of the best athletes they had on that team. Great quarterback in high school. Here is Hosmer.
Haas wants a little payback here. Weaver got him to roll over into a double play. His last time up, he made a good pitch on him, and Haas couldn't keep his hands inside the ball enough and rolled it over.
He threw him some great pitches. That last one was a 2-seamer that just died at the end. Now
these guys
2-1.
These guys all know what they did against one another in the past. Talk about Dale Swaim, he remembered every little detail of that game. Players are like that.
Hosmer fires one into right field, so his hit streak now reaches 16 straight games.
Nice.
That is the
that was nice.
Longest of the year, and it ties his career high that he had in 2014. And quite frankly, Hud, he hasn't even gotten hot yet.
Oh man, I'm gonna tell you, he scalds this one. That's out over the middle. That was elevated, and he hit it hard. And I imagine when he gets to second base, he might tell Gio, that ball was by you. Don't even try for that.
They came up in the Angels organization, the Royals organization together, Gio and Hosmer and MOUSTAKAS and PEREZ, and won a lot of championships in the Royals minor league system. That was really by design, and I really have to compliment another decision Dayton Moore and his staff wanted to do. Put the core players together, learning how to win in the minor leagues, and winning became such an important thing that they've now done it in the big leagues as well. And this core came up together. Here's Morales, who has had 2 tough at-bats against Weaver. 0 for 2 with the pop-up and strikeout.
Well, that's the importance of winning in the minors. You know, you want to develop players, no question. That's the #1 reason why they're down there. But still, you want to win games and let those guys know what that feels like. And they're grooming the next generation of Royal champions to come up.
Gio gets it. Simmons will turn 2. Grab your copy of the updated version of Dayton Moore's book, More Than a Season, now with 2 new chapters, of course, about the championship year. The book explores the intersection of faith, family, and leadership in the process of rebuilding a championship culture in Kansas City. 100% of the book sales support Moore's charity, See You in the Major Leagues. More Than a Season is available at the Majestic Team Store, and autographed copies are available at the Royals Authentic Store, as well as seeyouinthemajorleagues.org. And Dayton is a guy who likes to, share all of the success with every single member in the organization. But boy, you've got to read the book. It's terrific. And what I did last year is I read it, and this year I'm highlighting it so I can bring up stories with you, with Steve Stewart or Denny Matthews or Ryan Lefebvre, for visiting about the great success the last 2 years. Pujols takes a fastball outside corner.
That strikeout to Trout was big that last inning. Let Albert lead off the inning, so he can only tie it. So he's hot, and I don't think Volquez is going to throw him any belt-high fastballs. Or at least try not to. He's lucky he didn't get under that one.
Yep. Third time that they've had the leadoff man on to start an inning.
And Albert, he's shaking his head. See where Salvi is. He's down low right there, and he threw him a cookie.
Pujols would easily have been on base 3 times had not Gordon made that spectacular catch in the second inning to rob him of a hit, driving in another run. And now Calhoun, and interestingly, the Royals are the team that usually turns the double plays, but the Angels have tonight. They have turned 2, and the Royals have not turned 1 yet. Volquez usually gets a lot of groundouts, only 4 in this game. Calhoun runs well, bats from the left side. He'll be a little difficult to double.
Edison, he's battling tonight. Closing in on 80 pitches here in the 5th inning. Stay right down there with Salvi.
1 ball, 1 strike. Volquez, a 13-game winner last year, a solid 3.55 ERA. Perez wants it low and away. Just does miss outside.
The Royals offense behind Volquez, you see this high fastball, have only given him 11 runs in 4 starts. So that's, right at 2, maybe 3. I mean, tonight, Edison's got 4. Hoping to make it hold.
Yeah, he does not have the same kind of great command that he showed in that last start, beating the Detroit Tigers when he walked just 1. Went 7 innings. Now a 3-1 count to a dangerous batter. Calhoun may have missed his pitch. He caught a lot of the plate.
Yeah, well, we're seeing what can happen. Ian Kennedy, Volquez, they've been cruising along their first few games, and now you got to give some credit to the Angel offense. They got Kennedy in trouble last night, kept him off balance. He didn't have his good command. Volquez is struggling with his. He's gotten away with a few pitches that these guys don't usually miss.
Gordon coming on quickly, was there to make the catch, and 1 out. Volquez will face the Angels shortstop and Andrelton Simmons, who is flied out to center and grounded out to third. It just does skid off the glove of Escobar and roll into shallow left field. So Simmons with a seeing eye base hit.
You know, he's a pesky hitter. He doesn't have a lot of pop, but you know he's got the ability to hit the ball, you know, on the ground. He's got good speed. Escobar, good effort. He does just enough. Gary DiSarcina was a good shortstop in his day, the first base coach over there standing with Simmons.
Yeah, you played with him in 1995, and he suffered a thumb injury in early August of that year, and you guys had a big lead, and when he went down, the Angel fortunes went down as well.
Tell me about it. It's a painful year.
You were able to rally back 3 games back the last week of the season to tie Seattle, only to have to face Randy Johnson in the postseason. And he had, what, 8 days rest?
Well, look, it was either the big unit or Tim Belcher that was supposed to pitch the 1-game playoff. And had it been Belcher, we'd have beat him because we were hot. But the big unit, he shut a lot of people down.
Well, with 8 days rest, I would imagine he was throwing some flames.
I'm not sure how much rest he had. Didn't matter. That fastball was at 100.
Yep.
Packed house at the Kingdom. That game right there kept Seattle Mariners in Seattle. We'll talk about that more when we get to Seattle.
There you go. Right now, let's see if Volquez can strike out C.J. Cron. Has him down 0-2 in the count.
Well, that 95 dipping 2-seam fastball that got under his bat that's Volquez there. Hopefully he can execute another one of those here. Have to be well placed single to get Pujols in from second.
If he misses, he wants to miss down. CJ has very good power, but he does strike out a lot. Up the middle. Off the glove of Infante. The bases are loaded. Omar has had a difficult time at second base in the last 2 innings.
Well, sometimes when you miss a backhand earlier in the game, that's on your mind still. And this one here had some tricky hops. Hits the back of the mound. 1, 2. Yeah, well, at least he was able to keep it from going into the outfield and saving a run. Ball came up on him, but just couldn't glove it. They would have gotten the force at second.
So they're giving Cron a base hit. He has loaded the bases for Carlos Perez.
Royals,
they're not playing defense the way we normally see them play.
You know, it doesn't matter how difficult it is, they always find a way to get it out.
Strike 1. Oh, 2. A line single by Pujols, a fly out by Calhoun. 2 infield hits, 1 by Simmons, 1 by Cron, has loaded the bases. And once again, Volquez has a batter down 0-2. He had Cron down 0-2. Volquez taking a lot of time in between pitches. Next pitch will be his 88th of the night. And he and Salvador cannot get on the same page, and he calls him out.
Well, you know, he's trying to figure out what's going on. Doesn't want to give up an 0-2 base hit.
No. Now he wants the double play. The sinker, the changeup are the two pitches he gets a lot of his ground out double plays on. He has not commanded his fastball like we've seen him command it in the first 4 starts this year. Well, Salvador saved him there.
Whew. That would have taken the double play away and given him a run. Good catch. Salvador knows it's coming, so he's got an idea where that ball's going to be. So he's ready. That's the thing about pitching to the Gold Glover. Pitchers can throw anything they want, and they trust he's going to block it.
Came in with the fastball, fouled off by Perez. Try it again at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, that's a good spot there. Salvi liked that. He wants that in on his hands, and then he hits that too. He said that's a double play ball there. And Salvi says, yeah. Let's try that one again.
Would you come back inside?
I might throw a changeup here. Down and away, let him roll it up right to Escobar.
Instead, it's a line drive, base hit. In comes 1, in comes 2, and the Angels are in front on a 2-strike base hit by Carlos Perez.
Wow, that was a nice piece of hitting there. And I'll tell you what, Simmons, who was at second base, made a great read on this. He's on contact. He took off. He wasn't worried about Lorenzo Cain catching it, and he almost caught Albert. Watch Simmons, top of your screen there. Look at he reacted right away, and the reason that you can react like that is that he took a mental picture of the outfielders before the pitch, and he saw where they were playing, and he could tell by the way the ball was hit that he could score. Now they got the lead. That's a big time hit there.
Breaking ball, strike 1 to Giavatella. Boy, this has been a roller coaster ride for both Jared Weaver and Edinson Volquez. Two pitchers who came in with good numbers. Eddie with a 1.46 ERA. That ball struck well to left field. And it is gone.
Oh, man. Giavatella unloaded on what looked like a curveball. You know he feels good about that, showing some emotions around that bases, and it looked like a curveball. Yeah, 83 right there in the middle, and Gio, he met it and got the back underside of that ball. Look at that. Look at the excitement there for him. Oh man, we haven't seen a team unload on Volquez all year.
Yeah, he's given up a career high 12 hits. The Angels just with some really quality at bats. This is an offense that everybody said was about ready to break out. I mean, they came into tonight's play hitting .220, dead last in the American League, and you knew you're much better than that. Mike Scioscia insists we are a better team than last year. Last year they finished 85 and 77, third in the American League West after having the most wins in baseball the previous season.
Gio, he needed a game like this all year long. He's been waiting to get something going. It's the second hit of the day.
He has had no extra base hits all year long and just got his first. It's like a dagger to the heart of Kansas City, now trailing by 4.
He'll always remember that home run.
Moose guns it across the diamond to get Escobar for the first time. After 4 straight hits, the Royals finally get their second out. The Angels in the 5th. The Angels came into this game averaging 3.2 runs per game, yet they have scored 14 in the first 2 games against what was one of the top pitching staffs coming into this series. Yesterday, the Royals' ERA starting the series was at 3.04. Strike 1.
Well, you know, their offense knew that they had to put up some runs for Jared Weaver. They've done that so far.
Toyota League leaders. The Royals were second at 3.21 to start the day. The Chicago White Sox on fire, and they knocked off Toronto 10-1. So they hold that lead in the American League Central. Sale got the win in that one. Ground ball, Infante. Bad inning for the Royals in the 5th. They give up 5 runs, didn't defend well, and Volquez wound up giving up 5. Inning is our Sonic Slam inning, and our contestant is Judy Mullen from Liberty. If the Royals hit a home run in this inning, Judy will win $200, but if the Royals hit a grand slam, Judy will win $25,000 from Sonic, and the Kansas City Royals will be tied with the Angels.
Hey, Judy, I like your chances. The Royals gonna need a long ball to get back in this one, because former Royal GIAVOTELLA got a hold of a Volquez curveball.
Well, the 6 through 9 hitters are 5 through 7. 5 for 7 in this game with a walk, and all 5 hits are doubles. Alex Gordon started off the 4th inning, taking the first pitch curveball and lining it to left center field for a 2-base hit. And there's a good curveball thrown by Weaver, and he has Alex now down 0-2. Both pitchers have thrown a lot of pitches starting the 6th inning. Right now, Weaver with 81. Good pitch right in there at 82 miles an hour. MLB.TV Premium is the #1 live streaming sports service. You can watch every out-of-market game live in HD at home, in the office, or on the go. Get real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch-by-pitch tracking, and more. MLB.TV Premium also includes a free at-bat premium subscription. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Salvador Perez is 1 for 2 with a double and a strikeout. That ball struck pretty well, and Trout off to the races. He will not get there. Salvi will have his second double of the night.
Second baseman, number 14, OMAR.
Right idea. He waited and he tagged it. No chance for Trout. Oh yeah, no chance. Got a little bubble coming. Yeah. See if they can do some trading places here. This inning.
Mike Morin is starting to warm up in the Angels bullpen. Omar Infante has been on twice with a walk and a double. You know, Omar would love to pay him back because he had that ball glance off his glove twice in this game's middle innings. In the last one, C.J. Cron hit, and there was a chance to start a 4-6-3 double play. Unable to do that. The result was 5 runs would score. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Royals, they got their hands full tonight. They're going to have to outslug the Angels. I haven't seen a high-scoring game this year yet.
Here's Mike Morin, grew up a Royals fan. Just off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
84, that's his tops. Weaver's thrown as many as 96 pitches in his 3 previous starts. So he's got more ready to go.
Trout will make the catch, and Salvi is going. Here's the throw by Mike. And safe at third is Salvador Perez, but man, he took a chance.
Sure did. Down by 4. Ooh. Salvi finding some youthful legs out there. Trout backs up. Has a little momentum coming in. He's got a great arm. Salvi almost overslid the bag. You can't make it out there.
And then Yunel Escobar was trying to pry his fingers off the bag. Of course, Salvi called time and took his hand off the bag. Here's Dyson with a terrific game already, and he swings at the first pitch and hits it high in the air. Playable for Trout, who will make the catch. Jared Weaver has given up 4 runs in 6 innings and has a 4-run lead.
University of Kansas hospital injury report, and some more bad news for the Minnesota Twins, as today they put right-handed pitchers Irvin Santana and Kyle Gibson on the disabled list. Back spasms for Irv and a right shoulder strain for Gibson, so 2/5 of the rotation going on the DL on a night that Ricky Nolasco is the first Twins pitcher to go at least 7 1/3. Fizz?
And they knock off Cleveland 6-5, but the White Sox beat Toronto 10-1, and Oakland hammered Detroit 5-1. Danny Duffy comes out of the bullpen. He is our Chevy call to the pen, a 4.8 earned run average. This is his 5th big league season, and he'll bring some fire from the left side.
Yeah, this is a good time to get Duffy in there. Get that fastball run. He'll go 94 to 98 with that pitch. This little swervy breaking ball. Occasional changeups.
Now facing Mike Trout. Trout extended his hit streak to 7 straight games with a single and a couple of RBIs in the second. Volquez struck him out in the first and the fourth, and those times they were big strikeouts, with the Royals leading by a 4-3 score. But the Angels got 5 in the 5th. Trout is indeed a run-scoring machine. I mean, he used to be their leadoff hitter. Now they're number 3 hitter, but 459 runs scored the last 4 years. Nobody else in baseball is even close.
Special talent.
Check swing foul. That's the totals now. 468. The run scored this year. Ian Kinsler is 69 behind him. Fouled off.
Yeah, you keep throwing him fastballs like that, he's getting closer and closer to connecting. I asked Mike Trout before the game, who hits the harder line drives, you or Mark Trumbo? And he wouldn't answer me. He kind of shook his head a little bit and says, yeah, this guy's a strong guy. And I said, then we had a little small talk, and then before he was walking away, I said, hey, who hits the harder line drives? And he looked at me and smiled and just shook his head. He didn't want to answer that. We saw Mark Trumbo hit some line shots at the K that last series.
Duffy keeps after him with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
I love it how he's not giving in. He thinks he can blow it by Trout. Trout's smiling too. He's going, all right, okay, it's on. And that's a above average fastball that Duffy's coming at it with.
Went upstairs, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It's a good pitch. Try to climb the ladder on him. Now you drop a breaking ball at him. See what happens is he shook twice. Trout stepped out. That's good for Trout, because you know what? You get a guy just throwing you 8 straight fastballs and he shakes 2 times. That messes with your mind. Salvi wants it down.
He does check in time, and we have a full count.
Angels are playing the world champs tough.
98 miles an hour. He has been late with most of those well-placed heaters. Duffy gives the Royals a real weapon when he can throw strikes with the velocity that he brings. And a walk to Trout for a long duel. 11 pitches.
Well, we got to show you that 5th inning where they got to Edinson Volquez. A little just beautiful swing. He picked that ball off the ground. There was nothing wrong with that pitch there. That was just some great hitting. Now that pitch, curveball hung up over the middle, and Gio, he didn't miss it. Tough night for Edinson.
Career high 12 hits allowed. Came in with a 1.46 ERA against a ball club that has suddenly found themselves offensively.
Albert got a change up there.
Back our way.
Yeah! I knew he was coming up here. What a catch by Victor. On the line, no trajectory rule there.
And Mark Ubizak was backing him up.
That was a play. Victor.
Line drive to center field. Kane comes on and makes the catch. Trout has to retreat to first base. And of course, Victor's dad, Cookie, was a great second baseman for the Royals for many years, early in the 70s. So we've got one out here in the 6th inning, and the batter will be Cole Calhoun. Victor's explaining to Gooby, you know, the trajectory, the angle. What do you think Gooby's saying? Get out of here. I could have caught it with one hand.
No, he got to be impressed with that. Let's see, Duffy throwing 98. That was a nice little step-off move. And Albert fouls it back. That ball was traveling at a good velocity.
Those guys have a lot of fun. Our neighbors here at the Big A. Cole Calhoun out of Buckeye, Arizona. He played for Arizona State. Good pitch there, 97 miles an hour.
No matter how hard the guy throws, big league hitters love that hard fastball.
But a well-placed fastball, difficult to hit. Square up.
You can't miss. Don't get it if it's over the middle.
He went.
That's a huge advantage for Duffy, especially if he can get that curveball rolling in there, because it comes out of the same plane as that high fastball, so that'll mess with the hitters.
Yeah, he said he's learned a lot being down in that bullpen with the likes of Hochaber, Davis, Joaquim Soria back with the ball club. Time called. This was the ballpark Danny came to as a young man. He grew up in Lompoc, California, which is in between San Francisco and LA. But he said he came down to the Big A with some high school buddies and just had a great time. But he was so glued to the game that he said, this is what I want to do. I want to do this. I want to be out there.
Oh, he's been blessed with some kind of left arm.
Born in Goleta, which is just a little north of Santa Barbara, but actually Goleta is where the University of California, Santa Barbara is, but he was raised in Lompoc. Outside. Calhoun mired in a 3-for-26 slide, and Duffy has him down 1 ball, 2 strikes. Speed at first and Mike Trout. He struck him out with a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Well, speaking of speed, Sunday NASCAR Sprint Cup Racing heads to the big one at Talladega with the Geico 500, where Dale Earnhardt Jr. will look to defend his title from last year, beginning at 11:30 a.m. on your local Fox station, or watch it live on Fox Sports Go. It's just a shame Ricky Bobby will not be competing in that race.
You're a fan of that movie?
Oh, well, he's been under the weather ever since he took that knife to the leg.
Wow.
And had to battle that panther in the car.
I can't remember that movie that well.
Fastball upstairs. Yeah, his dad was training him to be a racer, and he put him in the car. He said, if you want to know about fear driving, so he put a panther in the car with him.
Ooh.
Talladega Nights. Here is Simmons. He'll foul it back.
I hope our fans back home weathered the storm that they had to go through there, Fizz. Look, I got a call from one of my buddies from the Kansas National Guard. You know, the Coyotes, their 190th Air Refueling Wing. They had to move those big KC 135 airplanes out of Topeka and move them here to Riverside.
Yeah, they said we're going to get some hail tonight.
Yeah, so they moved those big refuelers out here so they didn't get damaged.
My wife Stacy covered all the plants and the flowers to make sure they'd be safe, just in case we got some hail.
And they put those big airplanes at March Air Force Base in Riverside. Thank you for taking care of us folks from Kansas. Those airplanes, those refuelers, man, those are an important part of our military.
Yeah, you introduced me to one of their staff a couple of weeks ago in Houston. Ryan has been undergoing some cancer treatments.
Yeah, Ryan Ramshaw. You know, that's a tight-knit bunch of people.
Yeah.
They're all got 20, 25 years in, man. They are Royals fans deluxe.
Simmons lines it sharply but foul.
I think I told you I got to witness the refueling of some stealth bombers. It was pretty great opportunity.
Oh, you sent me some pictures of it.
Oh. Hope everybody's all right back home. So hitters much would rather face a guy like Duffy than Weaver because they know what's coming.
Runner goes, pitch is grounded to Moose, and he will throw him out. And Duffy does his job in the 6th inning. We head to the 7th here in Anaheim. It's the Angels 8, the Royals 4. We talked about in the open, the Royals need to score more runs. They've got 4 tonight, and they have been able to contribute offensively with 4 runs, 9 hits in the first 6 innings of this one. But entering tonight, 196 with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, but you know, that little mark right there is in jeopardy. They're going to have to get some more tonight. They're picking it up. MOUSTAKAS hit a nice ball out of the ballpark. Keeps his home run pace going. Alex and Kane got 2 big hits. Infante big hit. Dyson have a night, 2 hits. Salvi with another double. So the offenses look pretty good, but no one expected Edinson Volquez to get it lit up like he did. Didn't get the best defense behind him, but still, he'll tell you, it wasn't one of his better games.
Those are your Jeep drives of the game. Escobar will lead things off against a new pitcher. That man is Mike Morin. Like we told you, a Kansas City Royals fan growing up. He went to Shawnee Mission South High School and then on to the University of North Carolina, where he was the Angels' 13th round pick in 2012. A couple of years later, he was in the big leagues.
Fastball slider.
Bunt by Escobar that will roll foul.
Good try. You want to use that line like that. See, either fair or foul. That way you get another shot at it. That's a base hit. That ball, if he hadn't picked it up, it was starting to roll back fair.
This is Morin's 12th game this year. He has his 1 walk, 6 strikeouts.
But Escobar's got the right idea. They got to set the table up, get some runners on. They're going to get back in this game. Fastball slider.
And he strikes out Escobar. Esky 0 for 4 tonight, and now 5 for his last 30. Moose is homered, walked, and flied out to center. Including tonight, 12 of the next 15 are away from the K, and the Royals were 8-3 at home this year. But boy, they have been terrific away from Kauffman Stadium. The best road winning percentage since 2013, winning 55% of the time. Tight with the fastball.
Yeah, he'll go 90-93. Drop a little slider. He's got a changeup as well. Yep, just couldn't stop it.
And Moose sends one to center field, but Trout had played him perfectly to pull and makes the catch for out number 2. Tomorrow's pitchers, Chris Young, the big tall right-hander, goes for Kansas City, and young Nick Tropiano goes for the Angels. He was acquired in a deal where they also got tonight's catcher Carlos Perez for Hank Conger, who's no longer with the Astros. He was dealt on to Tampa Bay. Chris coming off a dynamic start this past Saturday, 6 innings of work and 10 strikeouts. Here's Kane. He'll take strike 1. The year the Angels finished with the most wins in baseball, 98 in 2014, Mike Morin was a big part of their bullpen as a setup guy at a 2.9 ERA. Last year, battled some injuries, particularly an oblique injury, and his ERA at 34 games was over 6. Joaquim Soria starting to warm in the KC pen. that's a high changeup that got called for a strike, and Kane did not like the call at all. Lorenzo 1 for 3. Well, he knocks it down, picks it up, still has time to throw out Kane, so Morin gets the job done for the Angels in the 7th inning.
To 4 here in Southern California. We head north of the border up to Toronto for our Northtown Mazda game break, and the Chicago White Sox continue to stay hot. The Blue Jays can't cool them off. 5th straight win for Chicago. Homers from Avisail Garcia, Deanna Navarro, and this one from Adam Eaton. Chris Sale with his major league leading 5th win, and the White Sox continue to roll. Early season surprise so far.
Yeah, the Royals came into today a game and a half back. Now they're 2 back, but even a game and a half back was their largest deficit since trailing Detroit by 2 games in September of 2014. That's how dominant the Royals were from wire to wire last year. They got up to that great 15-7 start themselves last April. And now Soria pitched the 7th, and he is facing C.J. Cron, Carlos Perez, and Johnny Giavotella.
Fastball, slider, curve, and a change. He's trying to hit that corner, and he hadn't been able to.
The bottom of the order has torched the Royals tonight. They are 5 for 8 with 5 RBIs, 5 runs scored, home run by Giavotella. Strike. Cron, a very streaky hitter. He'll go through desperate times for a couple of weeks and carry the club for a week and a half, and he takes ball 4. Well, it's time for our sprint trivia question. What Angels pitcher allowed George Brett's 3,000th career base hit?
Tim Fortuno.
Holy smokes, you just jumped right in there.
That's right.
For the flashback.
Come on. That ball was whistled by Obergfeld. I think that was Obergfeld, the second baseman there.
And now a bunt fielded by Soria. He'll get his man, Carlos Perez, but moving into scoring position is C.J. Cron.
Second baseman, number 12,
Angels have played very good baseball tonight. 8 runs on 12 hits. And now Cron trying to make it a third and is thrown out. And Mike Scioscia will come out to debate the call with the home plate umpire, Mike Everett, who is the crew chief.
Well, you know, in the downtime after he sacrificed him over to second baseman, Cron took off to third. And the Royals got him. Now look, he thinks he can make it. He's going to try to get over there. Look at him, he's taking off. So Soria threw the ball to Moose, and they got him. There he goes, he's going. So time obviously was not called. That's what Scioscia was saying. Yeah, how about that? That's a caught stealing.
Well, he should have handed it to Salvador Perez, and Salvi would have gotten credit for it.
That's right. Soria gets the put out.
Salvi said, he's going. He should have just grabbed the ball out of his hand.
Well, you know, thankfully Salvi was alert.
Johnny Giavotella. That ball gets by Dyson. Gio's having himself a night. He'll stop at second base. So he's got the single, the home run, and the double. Needs a triple for the cycle.
And he had a chance there for the triple.
Yeah.
If he'd have kept going, heck, he got a full 4-run lead. It's okay. Take a shot at it. So Giavotella getting himself going here against his former team. Dyson tried to keep it in front, but he couldn't quite get his glove in front of the ball. And whenever you leave your feet, you've got to keep it in front. But Giavotella, he had a good head of steam going, and he stopped. Would have been close at third, though.
He was 6 for 44 coming into tonight. He is 3 for 4 this evening. And now Escobar. He's 3 for 4. That's 13 hits for the Angels to go with their 8 runs. Down low. On his hands with a good fastball. Yunel came in very quiet, 4 hits in his last 35 at bats. Lined the first pitch he saw to right field for a base hit, then got the chop knock and an infield hit. Barely missing low.
So yeah, he's got to get those pitches. That's a good spot. He needs those.
And there's a grounder to short. Booted by Escobar. Giavottella's going to try and score and will.
Ball is not bouncing the Royals' way in the infield tonight. Escobar, sure-handed onto third hop. Third hop came up and another ball hit in the heel of a Royal infielder. That's 3 balls that bounced up and hit him in the heel. That's the dead spot. You can't catch it when it's there usually.
Should he have backhanded this?
No, he had plenty of time to stay in front of it. He just missed it.
So it's Escobar's 4th error this year. This time Joaquin catches the ball with his bare hand as it's tossed back to him. I think he might be angry about not getting a couple of calls.
Yep.
Ortega 1 for 4 with an RBI ground out. Perfectly located fastball of 92 on the outside corner. Now the count is full 3-2, so the runner will be going from first base in Escobar. A walk, a sacrifice, a double, and an error in this inning. The pitch is low, and the second walk by Soria in this frame.
Well, you know, I don't think that he's letting the umpire get in his head, but it kind of looks that way. He's frustrated out there.
Just a short conversation from Dave Island. And fans, this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Kansas City Royals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Kansas City Royals Baseball Club. This is game 2 of this 3-game series. Angels won last night 6-1 and lead this evening 9-4. Trout is up for the 5th time. He struck out, singled in 2 runs, struck out and walked. Yeah, this is not like Joaquin Soria. He usually has outstanding command.
Yeah, and typically his tempo is better. He's struggling.
Mike Trout was taking all the way. 22 total pitches and only 9 have made that strike zone. Trout with a high fly ball to right field. Playable for Dyson, who will make the catch in the corner, and that does it. 1 unearned run Soria allows. summary. The Angels with 9, the Royals with 4. Volquez gave up season-high 8 runs allowed and a career-high 12 hits. Johnny GIAVOTELLA, the former Royal, 3 for 4 with a double and a 3-run home run. Fans, in celebration of the Negro Leagues, join us on Sunday, May 15th versus the Braves. The first 10,000 fans through the gates will receive a Kansas City Monarchs fedora. Make sure to come to the K wearing your Sunday best to honor the tradition of attending Negro League games, as it is Dressed to the Nines Day as well. Purchase a theme ticket to receive a t-shirt, a seat for the Royals game, and contribute a $5 donation to the Negro League Baseball Museum. Learn more at royals.com/theme tickets. And fans, if you haven't been, you've really got to go. I think I've been, I don't know, 7, 8 times now, but the Negro Leagues Museum, a big part of Kansas City history with the Kansas City Monarchs, Jackie Robinson playing for that ball club. Bob Kendrick is not only the president and director of the Negro Leagues Museum, but a historian as well. And I just love visiting with him. Well, here is Hosmer facing Greg Malley.
It's a wealth of information and knowledge.
Yeah, last Friday, Fox Sports Kansas City had a wonderful pregame show on the Cuban influence in baseball. And also some of the challenges that the Cubans faced during the time when baseball there was segregation. And when Jackie Robinson came into the game, how the Brooklyn Dodgers had to play their spring training games and their practices in Cuba, and also some games in Panama.
The history's amazing. All right, Royals got to face a sidewinder.
Turn Morales and have him bat from the right side. He had a tough time against Jared Weaver tonight with a pop-up strikeout and a ground out into a double play.
This kid here, he's a little bit funky. He's got a fastball, slider, and a good changeup.
He led the Angels minor league system with 25 saves between Class A Inland Empire and Double A Arkansas last year, and really impressed them in spring training with a 1.46 ERA. He made his big league debut on April 22nd at Oakland and tossed 1 perfect inning with 1 strikeout. This is not far away, Westminster, California. Angels 15th round pick in 2014 out of University of California, Santa Barbara.
Morales, he sees that ball well when a lefty's dropping down sidearm like that way out there, right-handed hitters, and he just wants to wait on one. He's going to try to pull him. Take a walk.
So 1 on, 1 out.
Left fielder, number 4.
And another left-hander, Alex Gordon, stepping up. Gordo 1 for 3. Started the Royal rally in that 4th inning with a double. 1 out later, Infante doubled, and then Dyson doubled, and the Royals had a brief 4-3 lead. But Kansas City did not defend well or pitch well in that 5th inning and gave up 5 runs, and they've been climbing uphill ever since. Tough pitch there to handle for Alex.
Better believe it. On that side of the plate, it's a lot different. The ball's breaking away.
Same pitch, and he went, and that's a strikeout. 2 down.
Pitcher, number 13, Salvador Perez.
Boy, he doubled up, same pitch to Alex, and that was tough to handle.
Sure did, and I would imagine this is the first time they've seen this young man.
Malley.
There you go.
Yeah, the media guide, it says, kind of like an Irishman, O'Malley. You're Irish yourself, lad.
Thank you. Rally.
Salvador Perez pops it up, shallow left. Up in there. And Simmons with a remarkable catch in left field.
Wow.
We see that in Kansas City from Alcides Escobar. And this guy is one of baseball's very best.
He just robbed a hit from Salvi. Oh, that was beautiful.
Royals baseball is brought to you by the Missouri Lottery. Every ticket you play gives back to schools across Missouri, so play it forward with the Missouri Lottery. By Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by your Midwest Ford dealers. Visit us at yourmidwestforddealers.com. Well, the first two games have gone the Angels' way thus far. They won last night 6-1, and they have a 9-4 lead. As we head to the bottom of the 8th inning, and Chen Wong comes out of the bullpen to pitch in his 6th game this year. He will face Albert Pujols, Cole Calhoun, and Andrelton Simmons, who just put on a tremendous show defensively with a fabulous catch, robbing Salvador Perez of a hit to end the top of the 8th. Ball whacked to left, and Gordon will make a nice catch. He's hit the ball on the line like every time.
Ooh, he's hot.
Let's go to Joel.
Well, guys, been a rough couple of days, but that will not stop Royals fans for showing up. And our local photographer, Joe Conrad, put together a nice piece for us. And I mentioned Joe's name because working out here in LA, he's a Kansas City transplant. Like many of these folks that he shot, everywhere the Royals go, we see the blue. Talked to a lot of folks here the last couple of days that either are on vacation or many of them are new to have just moved out here 20 years ago and enjoying watching the world champion Kansas City Royals. Thanks for that, Joe.
Thank you, Joel. And there is OMAR INFANTE, Cole Calhoun. And how about this young man? I'm not Wade Davis. So 2 outs for Andrelton Simmons. Fastball right there outside corner.
That play was identical to Escobar's play that he made.
We get so used to it in Kansas City with a spectacular play, and we thought in 2014 he deserved a Gold Glove.
Well, they are raving about this kid's defensive skills. Here.
Well, he's had back-to-back Gold Gloves in the National League, but we didn't have a chance to see him other than on highlight.
Well, look at this, is in shallow left field. I mean, he went a long way. Look at the timing there. I can't tell you how hard that is to make that play over your shoulder like that. Looking up, trying to find the ball. You're hoping your glove's in the right spot.
Salvi thought he had his third hit of the night. Foul back. That will stay up for Gordon, and Alex makes the catch. Wong does the job. A 1-2-3 inning for the first time tonight. Royals baseball is brought to you by Ram. Right now, get a great deal during the Ram Truck Month. By T-Mobile, get Major League coverage. T-Mobile has doubled its 4G LTE in the last year. And by Jack in the Box. Taste the Jumbolicious Jumbo Meal before it's gone. Only at Jack in the Box. Jumbolicious. 9-4. The 5 runs in the 5th inning when the Royals did not field well. And Volquez made a couple of tough pitches. He hung a breaking ball to Johnny Giavotella, and 5 runs scored, eclipsing a 4-3 Royal lead. Here's Greg Malley, and he misses away ball 1. First 4 innings, man, we had a tight, tense ball game, back and forth.
Yeah, we did. Tells you how important it is to catch the ball. For you guys, and they know that. They just
can't give big leaguers 4 or 5 outs in an inning. And the Royals came in with the fewest errors in the American League, with only 6. There is a leadoff walk to Omar. Second walk by Malley.
as Dyson can get that third hit.
But another double. He has 2 already in this game, and then he flied out to center field last time, up facing a left-hander for the first time. And Carlos Perez must have noticed something, because he immediately sprinted out there to try and settle Mahle down. I was saying, hey, young man, do you want to finish this game?
Mahle, he's got a lot of moving parts. His arm angle is sometimes from down under, a little Laredo, sometimes on the side, and there's a closer, Houston Street.
Just in case. Royals would love to somehow score some runs, get that tying run to the plate. Dyson takes a strike. Apparently Perez's conversation worked. He's all over the place until that well-located fastball. That was not so well located.
Get their closer in here. It's a little consolation. Street, he's sinker slider guy, not your typical overpowering closer. If Mahle wants to impress his manager, he wants to just do all he can to keep Street from coming in.
Dyson pops it up on the infield. GIAVOTELLA will make the catch, and there's 1 out. Cliff Pennington, I beg your pardon, in for Johnny GIAVOTELLA at second base. Now back to the top of the order, and Alcides Escobar, who is 0 for 4 tonight. Almost was able to double to start the ball game, but a terrific running catch by Rafael Ortega in left center field robbed him of a hit. And the next batter, Mike Moustakas, hit the home run.
Looked like it might have been a long night for Weaver, but he's able to hang in there and hold him down, and then his offense came through for him.
And Weaver wound up going 6 innings, giving up 4 runs, but has a chance to go to 3-0 on this young season.
I knew Weaver would be tough to beat here. His numbers prove it.
Well, the Royals were facing their 1-2 guys, and Garrett Richards last night and Weaver tonight. The ball sent down the right field line. Foul. Young versus Tropiano tomorrow. Tropiano has been tough. He'll come in with a 1.69 ERA and 3 starts, 16 innings, 8 walks though, 14 strikeouts. Ooh, dropped down a little bit more.
Yeah, I've noticed his arm angle. He'll come underneath and then he'll go on the side. He moves his angle around. Makes it tough on guys. That's a heck of a pitch. He wanted it.
Now he comes more on top. Drop down again, ground ball to second. Simmons will complete the 6-3 double play and the ball game. So the Angels hand the Royals 2 losses in the first 2 games of this road trip. And we'll be right back.